A bit of luck, you'll be able to hear me. Just gonna put this on my ear. With a bit of luck. Hold on. Sorry about the picture, everybody. Okay. With a bit of luck, you'll be able to hear me. Just let me know if you can. Got a little bit of an issue with my earpiece at the moment. Can you hear? If there's anyone in the chat room, let me know if you can hear. Hello, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, if you're able to hear, just let me know. Sound check would be a good look right about now. I'm just getting the tripod set up. So if you can hear me, it won't take me long. I'll get this put in. And then, with a bit of luck, we shall hear what's going on. Just going to leave that there for a second. Can you hear? Adam Meakin, hiya. Morning, Brian Stavely, hi. Can you hear me? Spur Schemo, going to be here till about 8 o'clock this evening. Great, Brian, that's perfect. All good on the sound. Great. I'm using... Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Turn it around. Okay, so I'm using this. That's what I'm using. So I want to know how far I can take this away from my mouth before you can't hear me anymore. So let me do this. So right, so that's too close. So what I'm trying to work out is when I'm doing that and letting other people speak, I want to know how far I can take it over. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to talk you through a couple of things that I want to do today. I want to do things a little bit differently and try and get more of your involvement. Obviously, I've been coming here for 12 months. And for those of you that aren't able to logistically get here in person, I want to give you the opportunity today to go back and forth with people here. A lot of the people that are here and prepared to go on camera, like, hold on. Sorry, guys. Like Pavlov. So, as you can see, Pavlov is there in the white top, talking to Jason. And like I said, if anyone's prepared to come over to my phone and someone in the chat room wants to specify that they want to go back and forth with someone, I'd like to involve you too. So, you know, if anyone particularly wants to go back and forth with Pavlov, I'm not doing it. Like, I think he's disrespectful, but he's game for an argument. So if any of you are up for an argument, let me know. And if, let's see, let me think of what I can do. Like, so at any point through the live stream, if you want to get someone to go back and forth with, I will do that for you. So let me know by pressing 1 in the chat room. And as I go on today, I will keep reminding everyone in the chat room that that's what I'm looking to do. So obviously I'm going to go back and forth with people too. That's a given. But hold on. Need to... You gotta be a sweet talker when you don't have the looks. It feels like that, you know. I have to be a sweet talker. I can't beatbox, I'm afraid. I'm going to give everyone in the chat room a shout out in a second. It's a combination. You understand Charles Steinman's words. You understand the whole idea of... Cool. Okay, so I'm going to try and put this on my ear, and with a bit of luck, it will stay there. Okay. For some reason, it's like it doesn't want to do as it's told. Okay, so can you hear me? Yes or no? There. So can you hear me? If that is the case, I'm going to go over here now and I'm going to let you guys have a listen to what is being said by Pavlova. And do you remember Victor? The very, very first time we were here with John Smith Globe Live and everybody else last year, 24th of June last year, Victor was here. He's the guy that's the quantum physicist. And he's gone back and forth. He's going to be with us for 3 hours today. He's got something else he needs to do. And as you may or not know, he doesn't live over here, he lives in America. So he's going to be here for a few hours today. And that's a real pleasure to have him here with us. We've got Dave Murphy, Jason of the Disfree, Dave Marsh, myself, Barry, and Zoo as well. He's here as well. So I'm going to try and pan around. Okay, you can see Dave Marsh there. I'm going to be like a weather girl. There's Dave. Dave Marsh is there with a fuck NASA top on. I don't know if you can see because that guy's in the way, but on the front of his top there it says fuck NASA. It's a cool top. In fact, hold on. There he is. Here we go. It says fuck NASA on the front. So Dave's just waiting there for someone to size him up and to start going back and forth with him. That is the back of Dave Murphy there. I'll give Dave Marsh a shout for you, Adam. So yeah, that's Dave Murphy there. And the Research Flat is Earth t-shirts being worn by Jason of the Disfree. And as you can see here, Victor at the moment is going back and forth with Pavlov. Pavlov's looking for character today, man. So yeah, they're going back and forth with each other. And I've literally just got here. I've just set my camera up. I've just put my tripod up. And as you can see, we're live now. So I'm going to get around the other side of the fence. I'm going to try and bring you into the mix. I'm going to think about how to, because I've got, let's see. So I've got more people.
The lady of all ladies.
Oh my gosh, yeah, everyone's going to be up for an argument today. This is going to be good, guys. So, do you know what? Life is good. The Genuine Inquirer. Yeah. So, yeah, for anyone who's blocked, just make yourselves a soft account. Come on in the chat room today and get involved, all right? Tomorrow I will go through my blocked things. I didn't get round to unblocking. I've obviously been policed. Why haven't I unblocked that channel? So my deepest apologies. Any blocked channels will be unblocked by Monday morning. Start a business Monday morning. You're all free to leave troll comments, as I know you want to. So anyway, in the chat room, I'm going to give everybody a shout out. So let me just scroll up. Lenny Mears, thank you so much for being here with us. Clive Albert, thank you so much for tuning in. And Adam Meakin, again, thank you so much for being here. And Spurskimo, Brian Stavely, Juan Carlos, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, the Genuine Inquirer, get Celtic 67 to check in the morning and it'll be unblocked. The Ronin Quantum Frequency channel, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And scrolling down, Lulu Bear, hello my darling. The One Walking Life. Everything's nice here actually. There's a nice vibe. It's really busy. The sun's out. Yeah, I think pretty flashy shirt, right? Exactly. Good morning, Arwin. Hope you're all right, my darling. And Ian Adams, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today as well. And Gracie Dane. So let me go round. I've got to make you hear this, okay? Okay, we're going to go around. So if you can hear me, I'm just walking around now. So I can get some of the sound in for you.
Who makes the rules? Do you make the rules?
I make the rules.
So you're in power.
Yes.
So tell us, my lord, what is the sun?
I tell you, the sun is a star. I know it's difficult to understand, but the sun is a star, bro. And the earth is a planet. It's not perfectly round, but it's very close.
100%. Who said
very
it's
close
round?
to that.
Wait, we all know it's round.
You know it's round.
Of course it's round. Who's saying it's not round?
It's not flat.
Why? What's round and flat have to do? This is round. What we're saying it's not a ball.
It's not a ball. So how is it?
And even if it's a ball,
How is it round? How is it round?
You have to be a ball to be round.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, you do.
This is round. How is this a ball? Where's the
Okay,
ball?
so wait.
This
You
is
think?
round.
Okay.
We are not saying it's not round. We're
Bro,
saying
that's circular.
we're saying
You need to go to the dictionary
Listen.
and look at the difference between round and circular.
Is it geometric?
A circular object is 2D.
Is this a ball? Is this a ball?
Don't touch me, bro. A round object is 3D. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
If you don't know, okay, I understand you
What
don't.
I'm trying
but
to
you
tell
need
you-
to learn some English.
That's what I want to do.
before you start to teach other people, bro.
Can you hear? You can. Okay.
Okay, it's my first.
So, comrades, I'm sorry,
English
but
is
I
my
don't
first.
speak English very
English
well.
is my
But
first.
grammar, I do know a little bit about.
So we're saying that it's round but not the ball. Do you understand the difference or no?
Bro, if it's round, it needs to be a ball.
Why? Explain.
Because round is a 3D object.
So around this,
Circular is a 2D
so
object.
around this is a ball.
Bro, it's circular.
First of all, listen. If I can't touch you, then I'm not your bro. So don't call me bro.
Circular.
Is this round or not? I'm gonna
Okay,
ask.
so wait, I can only call you bro if you touch me. Is that it?
I'm gonna call you sir.
Okay, then I'll call you no homo, bro. I'll call you no homo, bro.
Is that round or not? I'm asking you a
You can
question.
touch me, but no
Why
homo.
are you not answering? Is this round or not?
It's circular.
What is a round?
It's circular. The round needs to be a 3D
So why do we
object.
call a roundabout a roundabout? Is a roundabout ball or not? I'm asking you, Mr. English.
Okay.
Is a roundabout where my child plays on a ball or not? I'm asking you a question.
I'm going to throw it out to you, chat room. Do you want to get involved in this? Do you want to ask Pavlova a question? Does anyone in the chat room want to go back and forth with this guy in the white top? Yeah, this guy is literally standing here saying that round has to be a ball. It has to be a ball. It can't be anything other than a ball.
Spanish is a language I speak perfectly well.
Second,
Third language. Fourth. Yeah.
Congratulations.
And I speak it fluently. Perfect.
Congratulations.
¿Habla español?
Of course.
Más o menos, porque ¿de dónde lo aprendiste?
Muy bien.
Anyone? Questions?
Vamos a estacionar y piñata y hacer la fiesta. Así es. Okay. Y Nagajia, Lafia Wow, I speak perfect Hausa. كل شيء Nigerian so I can communicate. But I get عربي بحكي عربي. Here we're talking one language which is science. Here. So this now we prove to everybody is round. And we're not saying it's not round. We're just saying Australia, this idea that they're upside down doesn't exist. Plus we have theories going on that we do live in a construct that is semi-closed. So this whole idea of a dome shape, the ball that kids love, it could be there. But here we're not here to tell you what it is.
How is
We're here
it
to tell
based
you what
on
it is
one
not.
side of the earth and it's
So you heard what Victor just said. We're not here to tell people what it is. We're here to tell people what it isn't.
Even continue with
Is
this
it?
idea.
How come
And
you came this far without answering that question?
I'm gonna answer you.
Okay, go ahead.
It's very easy. When you understand what the flat earth is about, okay, and you understand that in this construct of this idea, we have a small circular sun and we have a small circular moon that are both close
circular,
in
not
distance,
round.
both
Circular.
closer in distance.
I see.
Light is limited. Just like when you're in a room and you don't want to wake up your wife, what are you going to do? You're going to on the whole room light? No. You're going to get your torchlight or your lamp and you're going to do this and you're going to start reading the book. So light is limited. Now, when you understand that light is passing like this, you understand that now it's 6 o'clock in Miami, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 in Miami, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 p.m. in Miami. But what's happening here, while it's 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. in Miami, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon in London. I'm giving you an example now. So this is what's happening. Anyway, but listen, I'm not, you know what? Here today, we don't want to talk to anyone that believes in the moon landing. Anybody that believes in moon landing, I'm not even going to make
So you don't want to talk to anyone?
because I have limited time here, and we are talking on a higher vibration, a higher frequency.
Before
If
the
you still
ambulance
believe
comes
in the
back
moon
here
landing,
and takes you in, then you
my advice to you is go home and just watch 2 YouTube videos done by Bart Sabel. He was an amazing journalist. His father was a pilot. His father was in the Air Force, and he has 2 documentaries. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon, and astronauts gone wild, where he's literally interviewing the pilots. And if you interviewed me after my 2 sky jumps, or if you interviewed me after I got an A star in aviation, after 12 months of going to pilot school every single day, and having to learn 12 subjects, I would tell you, man, that feeling was amazing. Air resistance, the plane, I was shivering, the way the parachute opened. When I pulled the plane, and I would go into details, not Armstrong looking at his friend, shivering, not knowing what to answer, being scared if he's going to be tried for treason. Now, if you go into that world, you won't even ask questions anymore about the moon landing, because then you'll discover Stanley Kubrick's deception, or not deception. In that time, it was an act of bravery. He thought he was being a patriot, where he used his studio to relive the Space Odyssey movie he had just done a year before, and create the whole idea of this moon landing, which at that time it was a control process, so that we can say, you know what, there's no interest in going up. NASA's already done it. We know what's up. There's the moon.
Okay, bro.
and all
You
of
gave you some instructions. Go home, watch a video, right? I give you some instructions too. Go home, and that's it. Just go home.
You are
Just
beautiful.
go home.
You are beautiful, by the way. I love you.
Thank you, thank you,
And I
thank
mean
you,
it.
thank you.
All I'm
No homo,
saying,
bro, no homo.
all I'm
But
saying
thank
is
you.
here we're not here to fight anyone. We're not here to argue. This isn't even a
Of course
debate.
not.
If it was a debate, I wouldn't even do this. I have a beautiful baby daughter. She has a gorgeous daughter and a gorgeous son. We just want to make sure they understand that if they don't have 5 quid to go to Tesco or whatever they're called and get some food, nothing's going to happen. Because we do have trees. And in those trees, we have coconuts and avocados and mangoes and bananas. And me,
Okay.
I used to eat bacon and McDonald's and steaks for dinner every day. I've been a vegan now nearly 3 years.
But
I
why
don't
don't you
smoke.
become a
I don't do
breatharian?
drugs.
Why
I
don't you
don't do
become a
alcohol.
breatharian?
I don't eat meat, chicken, fish, eggs. And look at my power. And I bet I can beat you in arm wrestling. So this
What are your
energy
thoughts in
is
the
not
chat room,
going to
guys?
come from anything
Do you want to put your
external.
2 cents worth in?
So it's a path. But I started this path late in my age. So who am I to come and criticize the new generation? All I'm trying to do is give you the right information
Not that young.
for you to analyze. You're 28 maximum.
Less,
27?
less.
You're an Aquarius. When's your birthday?
5th July.
5th of July. Oh, you're a Cancer. You like Bush.
Like
And you
Bush,
like
yeah, like
you like
Bush.
Sylvester Stallone and Harrison Ford.
Of course.
Emotional, okay?
Of course.
You like things right. You will get explosive once you find out you've been lied.
Oh, I get
But you're gonna
explosive,
do
man.
you're probably gonna write a
explode,
poem
explode.
about this. You're gonna join the club, so I'm sure.
But wait. Let's talk about something different.
I'm disappointed that you didn't know about Nikola Tesla.
What are you?
Nikola Tesla is, Serbian, Croatian,
Okay,
went to
I was
Hungary.
joking with you, but I do know about Nikola Tesla. But look, answer me something. What do you think about taxes? Because I heard you talking about something about taxes. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Us paying for water, us paying for the house, us paying for the food, for the stuff. Well, don't you like the? I mean, don't you think taxes are fair?
I think this
How
earth
do you
is
think
heaven.
society should function?
Yes, it is. I think we should be giving just like we're taking. Now, there's a difference between knowing what's really happening and that we're living on a tax farm where a queen is entitled to spend billions and certain people. My issue is not me because I'm awake. She's awoke, correct? We know how to live life now. We know not to be deceived if we don't have food or the deception of materialism. Our problem is the millions of people that are being slaughtered. In America, these are statistics and you can look it up. 20 veterans of the United States American Army are committing suicide daily. That is 600 people a month. That is 7,000 people a year. I wrote Donald Trump personally on Facebook and I spoke to him about that. And I got an answer.
Spoke to Donald Trump.
I've been supporting him from the day one, and that's another subject.
Oh.
Because this is all against politics.
Where's your mega head?
This is all against politics.
It's against
I
politics.
left mine.
Okay? And Trump and Clinton are both of the same. But I'm just giving you an example. Another fact: 2,000 kids are being kidnapped every day in the United States of America. That is-
Victor's just mentioned child trafficking.
that is
Part of this big,
780,000 kids a
conspiracy.
year. Where are they going?
Bro,
20%
wait.
come back
Isn't
home.
Trump part of the conspiracy? Isn't Trump part of the conspiracy?
All of them. There's no
All of
conspiracy. Conspiracy means they're conspiring. No one's conspiring. We all know.
they still are
Can I ask you a
conspiring.
question? In Forbes, do they say that Queen Elizabeth is one of the richest people in the world?
Queen Elizabeth.
Do they say that Al Saud is one of the richest people in the world?
Who?
Do they talk about the Rothschilds as being the richest people? No, they're not mentioning
Yeah,
these
they do.
families. Of course not.
Yeah, they
You've
do.
never even read about the Rothschilds if it's not in some crazy website.
Can you see the lady in the background with the green top on? She's got a convention top on. She's just turned up at Speaker's Corner as well. Not met that lady before either. There's a lot of people coming out. So I hope you're finding this interesting so far. I feel that we've only got Victor for a very, very short time today. He's only going to be here for like 2-3 hours and we're going to be here for like 9 hours. So I want to let him interact while he's here, if that's all right with you lot. So
Literally, hemp was used for medicine. Hemp was used for furniture. Hemp was used for clothes. Hemp was juices, but they illegalized it. Why? Because it's beneficial, and that's when the whole big pharma came in and started telling doctors, "You want to work?" Sorry. Okay. I do Krav Maga, by the way. My
Call the
wife
police.
teaches
This man has hurt me right now. Call the police.
I'm joining the police force the minute I move back.
Oh,
Of course.
oh,
I
man.
learn from the best.
Don't think. I like flat Earth theory. I like it. I like it. I
So,
love it.
so when
I
you
love
break
it.
it down, you realize that there are some bad people, like Al Saud family. I personally went out with a princess from Al Saud family. Really. I went out with a princess from Morocco. Really. And I know what they are. A 7-year-old girl is getting £10,000 a month as a salary. By the time she's 15, she has at least 15 million pounds of property. And then she
Nice.
has a salary of 30,000. I times that by 180,000 members of the royal family. While 9 million Muslims are starving in Saudi Arabia and Khobar. Al Saud family are not Arabs.
Wait, but
Al Saud
Saudi
family are not
Arabia.
Muslims.
Well said.
They're not even. There are parts of the
Victor's, as far as I'm concerned, he's talking straight facts right about now.
I know all the Arab world,
why
and I
it's
speak
called
fluent
Saudi
Arabic and
Arabia?
fluent Spanish, and I read and write,
You know all the
and I'm
languages.
agnostic. So if she's gonna teach me something today, I want to listen and learn.
No, bro, look.
Yeah.
Why is Saudi Arabia called Saudi Arabia?
After the Al Saud family, who were given power in 1918, and all their ascendants were falsified. So they told the Saudi people, by the way, these guys, DNA proven, are direct descendants of Nabi Muhammad. We should all hail down to. They had to kill a couple of generals. They had to wipe out a couple of villages. They had to massacre a couple of tribes, just like they did all around the world, just like they did to the Red Indians of America.
It's just
And
what
then
the
they
deep
put
state
us all
do.
in power, but they told them, you shall bow to the queen. And just like the queen bows to other hierarchies.
Well, you got the basic stuff.
Do you
Basically, the
understand?
British put the Saudi family in power of Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Because there was an Arab leader who wanted to
The
unite
British
the
put
different
them.
Arab peoples into kind of one country.
That's what you do when you're dividing or conquering. I take over a
course, man.
company, I call my cousin, come here, you're the new CEO. These are the rules, you give me
Keep it in the
a
family.
percentage. That's how it works. You need to understand that Johnny Depp has his own islands. You
Johnny
need to
Depp.
understand that Leonardo DiCaprio have their own island, literally, with their own airways and runways. These are actors worth $160 million. These big families have countries that we do not know about. We think that this is the map. Do you know how strict it is to become a pilot? You basically are walking like this.
I know a pilot.
This is how we have to fly.
I
Okay?
know a
Stop.
pilot.
Plane. Yeah.
Turkish. Why? Because all these are restricted, all these are military. If they find out that we went, of course, not only are we penalized, we are.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Where is real? Where is real? You know who real is?
So what I wanted to explain to you, there are
You know
countries
you know who
we don't
real
even
is?
know about. There are areas we don't know about.
No, the
Now
guy
can
called
we
Rio.
swear
The guy
that
called
here
Rio.
that I
He's
swore?
he's
No.
talking about Maggie and Rio.
Yes.
They're coming later.
They're coming later.
Yeah, they're coming later.
What are you guys doing here without them?
Who's he?
They're
Why-
your main punching force. You know,
Why,
real.
why would you say that?
Real is a funny guy.
Why would you say that when we've been coming here for a year? Why would you
Because
say that?
But who's
That's,
real?
that's,
because
that's our
real
main
is
guy.
a really funny guy.
This is a year today that we're coming here talking
So
about
what?
this. That's what. So what? You're
Okay.
telling us
There's
that's the
that lady over there. She's been shouting about socialism forever
good.
over there,
Good.
and nobody listens to her. Nobody
But a
cares.
lot of people are listening
Just
to
because
us.
you've been here for a long
But
time
a lot
doesn't
of
mean
people are
listen to you.
listening, my darling. I'm telling you that as a fact. Do you understand me?
I'm
People are
listening to you right now.
hundreds
Doesn't mean
of
I agree with you,
people.
does it?
I don't need you to agree with me. All
So
I
why
need
are you
you
here?
to do is give me airtime. Yeah? Airtime and to tell you, yeah, people that have been coming here for 5 minutes are not our main punching force. Yeah, we've already been across the UK. Yeah, we've already
did I
been
strike a nerve?
everywhere across the
Did I
UK.
strike a nerve
You
with
didn't.
you?
I'm
Why-
just
why
giving
did
you
you
some
say that?
facts.
Because
you
he's
know?
an
nice enough to
entertaining
talk to.
guy.
Do you
He's
know
an
what?
entertaining
Who's he?
guy.
What?
Real.
He is, and
on,
you
it
know
becomes
what?
introducing
You
to
know
him.
what?
Great.
We are
Oh,
pals
Lord.
with them. We are pals with them.
You're
We
pals with them,
communicate
okay.
with them, yeah? But what you need to understand, Jay, is you need to be informed when you give your opinions, my friends. I don't have to agree with your misinformed opinions, and they're misinformed.
What makes you think that my opinions are misinformed?
I'm telling you, it's a fact. You just gave a misinformed opinion.
You look
Which
like
is?
you have a
Telling us that our
agenda.
main punching
An
force-
agenda?
Are you studying? Are you
Our
working?
main
Oh, okay,
punching
okay,
force
okay.
are
I'm
people
going
that
to
have been
reveal
coming
my
here for
agenda
5
right now.
minutes.
No, are you studying?
The Rothschild
Okay.
family is paying me to destroy the real truth of this world. Flat
You're
Earth
doing a
theory.
Are
shit
you
job.
studying
You're
or
doing
what?
a really rubbish job.
The Rothschild
You're
family
doing
is
a
paying
rubbish
me
job.
right now.
Are you
Like,
studying or
they
working?
bought me
Rubbish
this
job.
shirt.
Bless
Are
them.
you studying or working? What are you doing in life?
It's a waste of money. He's doing a shit job, isn't he, guys? Like, if the Rothschilds are paying him to destroy.
Of flat Earth theory.
Oh, so
Any
you're
other
controlling a
questions? I'm here for
position.
limited time, so when I get
Limited time. Why?
to
Why?
learn
Why?
from other people, because I have a
What
wedding to
limited
go
He's
time?
just
to.
told us he's
Oh, come
controlled the
on,
position,
man. You
so we
see,
should move
Real
on.
would never tell me, oh, we're limited time. We have limited
Then
time.
go
I am.
find real. Go
Just
find
ask me,
him.
because I have a wedding to
Go.
go to.
You know, Real is more welcome.
What don't you understand? What did you
Do
not
you know
understand
this
English?
isn't
I
like-
just told you I have limited time.
Why?
'Cause I have a wedding to go to.
He's
Do
only
you
have a
understand?
wedding?
couple of hours to
So I'm
go
leaving in
to.
2 hours, and I want to talk to my beautiful sister.
And you
outside.
came
I'll talk to
here
you.
when you have a wedding in 2 hours.
Yes, because that's 3 hours where I got to see my beautiful family who were celebrating
Some
1 year.
people aren't sitting around twiddling their thumbs like you are,
Doing
just
what?
waiting for the next Sunday.
Twiddling their thumbs.
Like you
Oh, I
are.
find it highly offensive. You know, I think
Can
I'm
we
going.
ignore him as of
I
the
think, I
second
think I'm
zero?
going
can,
to.
you
You
can.
really ran a bit
I'll
fast.
tell you
Up
what,
to this moment,
you
he's
want to
black.
chat to him? He's here. Chat to him. He's here. He's ready to have combos. We're done. We're done. We've
Oh,
entertained
come on,
you for
guys,
a
you're
good
gonna run
45
away.
minutes.
No, no, I'm not
Real
running away.
would never run away.
I'm not
Real
interested
It's
in
would
a
never run away.
Right now, can you stop talking to me? I really have.
Why?
Because I want to talk to other people. You have nothing else to
What
give me.
people? Nobody
And I'm
wants
not here
to
to
talk
teach
to you,
you.
man. I'm the only one crazy enough to talk to you guys.
Does anyone in the chat room want to talk to Pavlova? Does anyone in the chat room want to chat to him? Yeah? Anyone in the chat room, shout one now. Press one now. If you want to go back and forth with him, just give me a shout now. Yeah? Man's so misinformed, telling us that our main punching crew are people we barely know. I love that. I love that. So if you want to get involved, just tell me now, and I will pop you on. You've got all day. There's no rush, by the way. If you want to wait a couple of hours and go back and forth with someone in a few hours, you're more than welcome to. If he believes that the moon landings are real, not me. Marilyn, I thought you were going to come down here today. You still coming? It's quite busy. It's quite busy, but there's no real animosity down here so far, so everything's all good. But come down if you're able to. Hey, woke. Hope you're all right. Bloody Route 86. Yep, moving on. And Marilyn Wisby, Ninja Man, One Walk in Life. Ned Kelly, Such is Life. Rick D. Yeah, well said, Marilyn. They've lied about the place we were in. Yep. Rune Thornton, Effie Mowry, Gracie Dean. Try not to miss anyone. Stephen Watson.
When I got there, the oxygen levels were so high up.
Clive
I
Albert.
literally saw UN military all over the place.
Check in a Ronan Quantum Frequency channel.
Shut down. And when I went there, I wasn't even in the squad. I remember
Fusion Density.
we would all change
Welsh Babe 91. Crosshatch. Juan Carlos.
And a live video all the way up, showing us that change of atmosphere.
Josh Corey of the Iron Realm. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We have no problem. We will all say, oh, we were wrong. But it hasn't been done.
Ian
9
Adams.
years ago, I was so happy and excited. I told my wife, guess what?
Erwin Rodluck.
It's a philosophy. We're not a religion.
Aoke Emts.
1017, and we talk about the 5 minutes, the mind, the body, the soul, the cause and effect. And
Sorry
I
if
told
I've
her
missed
I'm gonna
anyone.
be first through. Why? Because I just got an email from Richard Branson, and for 240,000 pounds, I'm gonna be.
Hey. Yeah, it's really, really lovely to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And James Breeden.
You call him Elon Musk?
Yeah, well said. It was bloody hot yesterday, Marilyn. To be honest with you, I'm really glad that it's not like it was yesterday, because I really don't think we'd have been able to do this for hours yesterday. We would have all got sunburnt. But there's a good bit of shade under the trees. So I'm more than we can probably get you a deck chair on the grass near the fence as well if you want to have a seat. So yeah, come on down. We'll be here till about 7-8 o'clock, Marilyn. And did I just see someone saying hi to Ranty? Am I tripping? Am I seeing people? Afternoon, Ranty. All right, so I can't see you, Ranty, in the chat room, but hello, my darling, if you're there. David Scriven, without questions. 20-minute limit and then move on. Time is precious. Yep. Agreed. Lucas P, thank you so much for being here with us as well. The Astral Thief, hello, my darling. Flat Earth dude, you rock. You rock, dude. Dude rocks. Ninja and Ranty. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here in the chat room. We've got Victor here, as you may remember him from the first ever Speakers Corner we did. Harry did a lovely video just of Victor as well. He did a nice segment. Victor is a quantum physicist. He lives over in the States, and he frequents London in the summer quite a few times, and he's made a couple of appearances this year now, including this one. He was here a few weeks ago, on one of the weeks that we weren't here actually, which we were all super gutted about. but he's here today and we've got him for a few hours, so it's absolutely lovely. Like a whole year later, we're here. Sun's out, and it's a good feeling. We've come a long way in 12 months of having conversations here. The Astral Thief. No worries. See you later, my darling. Hey, Richie B. Nice to see you, my darling. They took our jobs. The earth is flat. Arwin. Yeah, so I'm going to let you hear the conversation again. And we've got Dave Marsh here as well. Sorry, tell you that. We've got Dave Murphy. He's here with a bunch of people. In fact, you know what, guys? Let me give you some perspective on what's going on here. You just keep eyes on my bag. Okay, so we have got, actually, where we normally go, we've got a guy over here. So I'm just going to start off at the beginning, guys, and show you what we're working with here. So I just overheard thou shalt not commit. So he's obviously talking something about sins and stuff. I can see across there. So he's got quite a crowd though. It's about 20, 25 people listening to him there. And we are literally that first crowd of people there. So I'm going to try and give you a bit of perspective as to how big the crowd is around us today. But it's quite busy today. Hold on, just come around the side of these people. Sorry about the joggy camera. So can you see? And that is basically 2 banners and what looks like about 30 people. I'm not very good at crowd counting. But yeah, it looks about 30 people. So I'm just gonna, hopefully you'll be able to see still. And you'll be able to see there. Okay. So you can see Dave there, he's having a chat. So it is quite a big crowd. And we've only been here for about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. So I'm not very good at it, but I think we haven't even been here for an hour yet. And that's the amount of people that are gathered around, and we are right in the thick of it today. We haven't gone on to the corners. And as you can see, it's just starting to build up. There's probably maybe 100 people here just now. And it's just starting to get up. So I'm going to just go around this side of the fence. That's where my bag is. And just moving away. Oops. Let's turn the volume back up, shall we? Sorry about that. Back up now. And yeah, so from there, all of these people here. All of those people. Sorry, I've took the mic away from my mouth there. Hopefully, I'll get this camera nice and steady now for everybody.
No longer see it up. See it on a bag.
Let's get it up. Go.
By the way I'm looking up goes on a
It's called GPS.
So, as you can see, can you still hear me? Can you hear? Sorry, chat room, I just need to know if you can still hear me. Just a yes for sound would be good. Just press the button on my Bluetooth and I don't know if it's still on. So if anyone could give me a heads up and let me know if it's still on. If that is the case, I'm going to put, yeah, you can hear. Brilliant.
What time is 1.5?
By the way, it's not 1.5, it's 8.75. I want to see what it is.
Why you call me a nut job?
Because I have a degree in physics from Cambridge. This is why.
What do you know about Nikola Tesla? Hey,
what a pathetic answer. Nut jobs because he's got a degree. Well said, well said, well said. And that is what we're dealing with.
No, but he left.
Yeah, he left.
Tell him about my degree.
I'll
tell him about what I've learned.
Our degrees don't matter, do they? Yeah. If any of us have got degrees, it doesn't matter.
If you're a father, what do you want for your kids? You want the best.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
When there are presidents going on in the world, they're being influenced by lobbyism, okay, by all sorts of corporations, okay, and more sorts of groups. There is a specific group called the Zionists, and these Zionists have certain agendas that are not in the best interest of humanity. For example, if I am to here to talk to you and look at you as a different entity which I am competing with, then I don't consider myself spiritual. Because to me, being spiritual is uniting, okay, seeing all of us as one race and working together. Because through cooperation, you will get to solve and create so much more than competition, correct? These Zionists have their own hidden agenda, and it's not in the best interest. That's a different topic here. Look it up. They actually have an agenda.
And the Zionists are promoting the flat Earth.
The flat earth has nothing to do with Zionism. But most of the Jews of the world believe in their Torah, and their Torah specifically talks about the earth being the center, and they all believe it
Are
scientifically.
you Jewish?
I used to do a lot of filming for over 2 years in New York, where they come to my business and they would pray for
I
me.
don't know about anybody else, but has anyone noticed that the fact that we can see far further than we thought we should hasn't even come up once? Like, it's on the tip of my tongue all the time. But the one thing I do wonder is why it's not more readily talked about. Like, I noticed that most of the pre-program reactions are, more to do with flat Earth instead of the actual claim that's been made. Yep.
And Roxanne, the channel, your channel is
What is it?
Roxanne, the Global Denier.
So are you also a flat Earther?
Global Denier.
So what does that
I
mean?
don't even know really.
We don't live on a
I
ball.
don't even know how to answer that.
So you don't believe the Earth is a globe?
I've just questioned the claim that's been made and found it to be heavily, heavily untrue.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I
So
can't.
you're the one with the channel.
Yeah, of
You
course.
come here all the time?
I come here on the last Sunday of every month.
You what?
Last Sunday of every month, I come here to have the conversation.
Okay. So
Um,
can you give me your if you don't mind, give me your pitch. Like, what is the?
Okay, so my pitch is if we're living on what we're taught, why do I make natural observations that completely falsify what I've been taught? I can clearly see further than I should. That for me is enough. I don't even need to go any further than that. I've taken GCSE exams, physics,
I don't know what that is.
mathematics, trigonometry.
Do you believe there's a delusion in the medical world?
I've been taught a model.
Your kids? Question.
I, like everyone who's been taught by any Ministry of
I think
Education,
some people in Big Pharma are, yeah.
Okay. Some
Any-
people are doing good. Some people
And
are
there's
bad.
other people who are out to make a buck.
The same thing here. You have people that are trying to do their best in the science world to promote free energy, to promote devices that will kill bacteria, to make sure we live a more holistic lifestyle, correct? And there's negative, correct? On every level. Now, in this subject, okay,
If it's your channel, why is he talking?
Oh no! But you know what? He's over here from the States, and I rarely get to see him.
right now I'm in Miami, Collins Avenue. Before that, I was in New York.
Yep. So this is not local for him at all. He's here for another reason, and we've only got him here for a couple of hours. So
Right.
I know that after
Literally
he's
leaving in
gone,
an
we'll
hour
be
now.
here for hours after he's gone. So for me, my ethos is if the ministries of education internationally are teaching a model in a partisan fashion, as if that model is a fact,
Yeah.
and then society is conditioned to not socially accept questioning those things we're taught as facts, especially when we find them to be heavily untrue. That's really what I'm here having the conversation about. I've made observations that go strongly against the claim that's been taught to me and everybody else, and I want answers. I don't need to go down the realm of let's think about what it is and let's argue about the possibilities. The facts of the matter are, I can bet my life tomorrow that we're not living on what we're taught.
This isn't your thing here?
No.
Oh, okay. So sorry.
But this is, I'm
I
on
should just
YouTube
do
just
that.
now,
Okay.
and I've
You're
got my
live,
channel
right?
on YouTube
Live
as well.
right now. Hello,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, we're
I don't
talking.
believe the Earth is flat. I'm a denier.
Okay. So,
But I-
do you believe you're living on what you were taught?
Oblate spheroids. to the best
Do,
of my
so you do
understanding.
believe what you were taught?
On this subject, yes.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard some of the arguments for the flat Earth. I've actually had some extensive conversations with flat earthers. Although I found there's flat earthers of different views, so I don't. I understand you're not a monolith. Um, so here's some of the things I have trouble understanding if the Earth is not an oblate spheroid.
Okay.
So first of all, we've got the rotation of the stars,
Yeah.
right? So you look up in the sky, and throughout the night the stars rotate.
All around
In,
Polaris.
right in the northern hemisphere, but the southern hemisphere has a different set of stars.
What's your evidence for that right now?
I've been to the southern hemisphere and I've seen it.
And you've seen
Yeah.
what you think proves we're on a ball.
It's consistent with that
Can you
information.
explain
Yeah.
that to me now?
Sure. Exactly.
Go
So
for it.
we're on this little ball that's moving, and it looks to
So
us like the stars.
explain to me
Yeah.
how the southern star trails confirm to you that we're on the
Oh,
what
because
we're
you're seeing a
talking.
different set of stars in the southern hemisphere than the northern hemisphere.
And you
If
don't.
the Earth were flat, why would we see a different set of stars in the northern hemisphere versus the southern hemisphere?
So if I'm looking at this tree from this angle, the top of
I
it,
didn't get a chance to answer that. I was ready to answer that, and Victor just chimed in. Sorry about that, guys.
what's complicated about that? Remember the dome that they used to have in Madame Tussauds? I don't know if they still have it, the Sky Dome.
Yeah, I've never been.
You can participate too. So the gentleman just said, if we live on a flat plane, why do I see different stars in the southern hemisphere? As you know, this is something that we've gone over for the last 12 months. But if you really want to get involved, I will bring you into this conversation. So please put your answers in the chat room now. If we live on a flat plane, why do we see different stars in the southern hemisphere? So yeah, got a couple of minutes to give me some answers in the chat room, and I will happily read them out to this guy, and you can interact.
Her and I share gifts.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Ranty. But the guy said, I don't believe we live on a ball. I mean, I don't believe we live on a flat plane because I see a different set of stars in the southern hemisphere. So does anyone have a response for that in the chat room? I genuinely want some chat room participation here. I want you guys to put your 2 cents worth in as well, because I want the people on the ground to know that this is not an isolated incident with us guys. People seem to think it's just a few people out on the road that are nut jobs. So I'd like some input. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of flat earthers in my chat room, so I'd rather have some participation so I can say such and such has said this, such and such has said that, such and such has said this.
All
Yeah?
right. So,
Yeah.
did you have an explanation an alternative explanation
So
about the stars?
my alternative explanation is it's all due to my relative position on the flat plane. And what I say about flat plane is I'm not prescribing to a model. I'm not going to push a model, but I know that we see things due to perspective, and we have a vanishing point, and that vanishing point is on the horizon. Now, when I go further towards the horizon, I will now see something different from you because I'm somewhere else on the flat plane. So I would say to you, looking up is not proof of what you're standing on.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So how do you explain moonset and sunset, moonrise and sunrise?
I don't need to.
You don't need to.
No. But for me to tell you, it's a fact that I've been taught something that I cannot naturally observe. I don't need
What's
to.
that fact?
So I'm standing on Earth. Okay. I've been taught Earth is a ball. Okay. All of our space agencies use the trigonometry for re-entry. They take into account the curvature of Earth. Okay. We're taught that you see boats disappearing over the horizon. So why can I see from beach to beach over 100 kilometers when I'm not? That's supposed to be behind the curve of what I'm taught. I'm not saying we're not on a ball entirely. I'm just saying we're not on the model that's been
Is
taught.
that something like I forget what it's called, parallax?
No,
Maybe using
no.
the wrong term.
So,
It's where the
okay,
light rays are bent going through the
yeah.
atmosphere.
So,
Is that why?
so I
Like
went.
there's a guy on the east
Yeah.
coast of Lake Michigan can see Chicago, but he's
It's a
actually
mirage.
seeing
It's
projection.
a mirage.
Seeing
It's a mirage.
It's a mirage because it's the
Oh,
light being
dear.
bent by the atmosphere. Isn't that right?
No,
No.
no,
It's
that's
not why?
really not
Okay.
right. No.
And explain to me the toilet's flushing.
Yeah, that's another hype as well. You can have a sink in a kitchen and pour water in the same sink, and they'll both go in opposite directions in the same room. So that's a hype as well.
So
That's,
you have no explanation of how the sun sets and
I
the
don't.
sun rises?
But do you understand? I don't need to have an explanation for that to understand that I've been
Look,
taught
I'm
a
not
lie.
a physicist,
Yeah.
but from what I mean, from my simple observations, it seems to me the Earth actually is a globe.
Yeah, but from my simple observations, it clearly isn't.
Fair enough. And you have the
Yeah.
right to believe that.
Yeah, yeah. And you have the right to believe what you want.
Yeah.
But my main ethos is why the social ridicule. That's fine. I'll get it on charge. Why the social ridicule? Why does society not socially accept things? People questioning things that we've been taught as facts.
Well,
That's
I do
the thing
believe
that does
in being
worry me.
respectful of people
Me
regardless
too.
of their
Me
beliefs.
too.
I think that it's a criminal thing that YouTube wants to deplatform flat
Agreed.
earthers.
Agreed.
That is beyond ludicrous. It's 1984 Big Brother stuff that some global corporation would decide
Well,
what
they're allowed
views
to
are
talk about
acceptable.
aliens and UFOs.
Right.
They're allowed to talk about alien
Simulation
cultures
theory.
and simulation theory and all of the rest of it, but question the model and what we've been taught.
Even Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah,
always
I'm just
talk
gonna,
about it.
guys,
Elon
I'm
Musk
just gonna
always
put my
talk
phone on charge before it dies. Give me 1 second.
too much.
And if you guys have got any questions in the chat room, I'm happy to put them
86.
forward for you. There's people in the chat room that also know they're not living on a spinning ball.
Okay.
They've got quite a
Well, I'm a big believer in free speech.
brilliant.
I think it's
Brilliant.
absolutely criminal.
We need more
What,
humans like
I
that.
mean, this is
We
such
really
a
do.
beautiful thing here.
Yeah.
Anybody can come and
Yeah.
talk, and whatever your view is,
Yeah.
it could be the craziest thing in the
It's a
world,
healthy.
in my opinion.
Yeah, it's healthy.
Whereas YouTube has now become this, focus of censorship. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Correct.
People in Silicon Valley.
Correct.
The
They should.
censorship is absolutely
They should.
disgusting. It's
They
something
should.
back out of the Middle Ages. And I would stand for your right to say what you're saying.
Thank
You're
you.
not trying to hurt anybody.
No.
You're not trying to cause any violence. You
Correct.
just have a different view about the shape of the
place
planet.
we live.
Who
Yeah.
cares, right?
They shouldn't care enough to get angry.
They shouldn't care enough to
get angry.
stifle you from speaking.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
hey, do you have a card or something?
I haven't, my darling. I really haven't. But
Okay.
you know.
I have a podcast and I'd like to interview you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can give you my email address if that's helpful,
Okay,
and
that'd
then
be
we can
great.
interact that way.
Let's see. What is your
Awesome.
email address?
My email address is Roxanne Glenn. I'll spell it for you. ROXA. Just putting the phone on charge, guys.
ROX.
ANNE.
Is this going out live? We don't want to dox
Oh no,
you.
it's fine. No, it's one I use anyway. It's fine.
Oh, ROX, and you
Yep.
type it.
Yeah, I
The
came
Trinity
out with
to
my
our
government
matrix.
name. I first came out on YouTube with my government name, so I really have no qualms. I used my initial government name when I started making YouTube content, so I have no qualms about the internet knowing what my name is. I think we've gone past that, guys, right? Everyone knows my name is Roxanne Glenn. There's no getting away from that. Co.uk. Just checking the spelling there.
Okay. And so I'm not trying to say you have to explain it, but do you have an explanation for the sun setting? Because that would see. Here's my issue.
So no,
If
but
it's
there
a
are
matter of-
people that have looked. I will advocate for this. There are a hell of a lot of people that have absolutely specified into becoming. Now, I don't like the word expert, but really fastidiously going into something and dissecting it. We've got individuals like, where is he? There's a guy stood somewhere. There's a guy here who's literally that guy there with the black top saying "fuck NASA."
Which guy?
The guy with the top saying "fuck NASA." Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with that language.
Yeah. Sorry. So he spent about 3.5 years just studying the moon. There are people that have just studied the axial tilt of Earth. There are people that have studied the lunar lemmas, the solar lemmas. There are people that have studied angle of attack and perspective. There are actually dedicated channels that are dedicated to debating this subject.
This channel.
My channel is called Roxanne the Globalist Denier. But if you actually just go on YouTube and write Roxanne Glenn, first thing to come up on my channel.
Okay, thank you.
I'm literally there.
Be safe.
So, okay, right. So that guy, I've just sent him to go and speak to Dave. So hopefully he'll have a somewhat of a healthy interaction with Dave. I'm now charging my phone, which is good because it needed charging. That lasted quite well. I've been going for 48 minutes. And my iPhone only literally just said battery dying. So
I've been here for 2.5 hours, and or 1 hour, and the
Thieving.
energy is crazy. So
It
I
is.
salute you for what
thank
you've been
you.
doing.
Thank you, my
Because you
darling.
get a lot of beautiful people, a lot of people that want to learn, but then there are just
There's,
the people that are
there's
here
an
to drain your
equilibrium
energy,
going on.
and
They suck it.
like that niece that just says why,
Yeah.
why, but why is something, and no is another.
Yeah. There's people that literally drain the life out of us. And take us for everything we've got, but then you'll have a positive interaction again with someone that doesn't agree that they're on a flat plane,
Correct.
but they want to have a healthy interaction, and that is what we're striving for: social acceptance of questioning what we're taught is fact. If we, as a civilization, cannot question what we've been taught is fact and have a healthy conversation about it and acceptance that we've made observations that go against what we've been taught, we need to get the narrative out of people's heads that we're here pushing pizzas.
Plus,
Because
we're
people
here
think
to
we're
learn from others.
correct.
A
Correct.
5-year-old boy can
Correct.
teach me something. So
Correct.
we're here to learn,
Correct.
to resonate together.
And I
to
think
put ourselves in
people
a good
are starting
frequency.
to get
And
that.
this is a much bigger department. This is
Big
just
time.
about illusions in general
Big
that are
time.
taking place on the medical, on the spiritual,
Yeah.
on the energetic, on the educational.
Yeah, I think the chat room massively resonates with this message. It really is. Such a long way in a year, isn't it? Such a long way.
This is just the beginning.
A lot of the viewers that are in the chat room were viewing first time that we were here, and they can see it for themselves. I'm sure
And
you
I
guys
think-
can.
That's a good
It's all right. It's all right. I've got like the most calamity stuff. Ridiculous. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Little bit of a technical issue there, guys, but it's all right. We're back.
That was
We're
a good
back.
time.
Yeah. You went for a little trip, a little bungee jump off the tripod there.
And I think it's time we really analyze to create the true United Nations of the world. Okay, where we're going to have representations of all countries and create a new paradigm, a new construct, a new earth for all of us. And it's not complicated to do. I mean, I can run for mayor in London legally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, politically.
Yeah.
But we want to go to the other direction. But it's something we can actually think of.
Yeah. So I hope you guys in the chat room are hearing that as well, because I think we need to now start thinking of solutions as woke individuals. We know what the problem is. We clearly know what the problem is. But unless we start working on solutions and start getting to the issues behind why the discourse doesn't want to happen, why the people don't want to, like that guy there, he was just like, yeah, you know, I don't believe anything you're saying. I'm like, I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. It's not a belief. It's about coming out of a belief
Yes.
system.
Look, if you're an athlete and you've been winning through cheating, you're never going to stop because you're always going to be scared of actually competing in a good way. And if you represent a team that's been cheating, it's going to be very difficult for you to all of a sudden say. And those politicians, to get into politics, they're all part of secret societies. And all of us know what secret
I was
societies
so
are.
pleased to hear you talking about the House of
Yes,
Saudi Arabia.
100%. And remember, you're talking to the
People
worst
think that's a
kids.
conspiracy, my
And
friend.
people really fear me because I speak Arabic and I speak Spanish. I speak the African world and fluent English, so I know what's going on. And we need to identify really what's going on and not be scared of it.
Stop ignoring it.
100%.
If we're going to accept the fact that we've been lied to about the place we live, we need to accept that the puppets have puppet masters.
Yes.
And those puppet masters are elite families.
Correct.
And those elite families
Yes.
are not a conspiracy.
100%.
They're
And
real.
we're not here to burn any houses or riots. We just want to create a better paradigm, like the world of Michael Tillinger. Okay?
And I think we're now living in a time where we've now got, I can at least account for one international leader that's not a deep state puppet.
100%. They
And
all are.
I know people then go, oh, you think Trump's going to save the world? No, he's the first puppet I've seen that's not a non-Kabul puppet.
Yes.
He's a non-Kabul puppet.
Yes.
And if everyone has already accepted they're all puppets, then why are they not entertaining this conversation?
And always remember, there are those in power that are good people.
Of course, there's going to be benevolent patriots
100%.
somewhere.
And we're
Has to
gonna
be.
100%.
Yeah.
And they
I
will
think that's
push.
what we are.
100%.
I think that's what we are. But we're
Yes.
benevolent patriots who have put our head above the parapet
Correct.
despite the
Yes.
ridicule, despite putting our loved ones in the limelight in the sense of the social ridicule.
Yes.
You know, oh, it's your partner thinks or your friend thinks the earth is flat, man.
Correct. Yeah.
Or when you get invited out on a Thursday night, yeah, come, but don't, you know, such and such is coming tonight. Don't bring it up.
I was once being kicked by my wife because I started the subject on flat Earth in South America. She literally kicked me. We were with her best friend, a very good friend that had just gotten
got
married to a very high class
Yeah.
person. Very, very. They're into the oil business, very big. He's like, of course it is. And then he turned out to be in Scientology. And then he's like, for 14 years, I've known that. And that's what they teach them in Scientology, by the way, on a deep level.
Really?
Of course.
So they bring them off of the
100%. And that's like Tom Cruise knows this. So these are deep information.
Tiny Tom knows. Tiny Tom knows.
100%. So Scientology talk about Masonic, 100% they know about it on a high level. The Torah, which I've been very close to, very high-ranking Jews of New York, they know that. So it's not something for us to be ashamed of. Our issue is when that young scientist or trying to be a scientist argues with us.
Well, it's the masses, it's the silent majority. As soon as the silent majority become a critical thinkers,
Yes.
they lose control.
And something I said when I first came, it's very difficult today. If you get a brand new iPhone with a Vodafone line and you go to YouTube and you start reaching, the information is so controlled, completely different than 4 years ago,
People do
where
not
you and I
have
were
the same
when we
repertoire
woke
of
up.
information as we did a few years
Ve-
ago. It's
A big
non-existent.
difference, 100%. And that's something we
That's
have to
why
take
we're
into
out on the streets.
consideration.
We have to be out on the streets
Yes.
because of that.
Correct.
People are now, you know, if you're telling people to go and research flat Earth, they're being taken down a dead end road. They're being taken to
100%.
Vsauce, Vice,
100%.
you know, all of the disinformative.
And they're doing a great job. And they're military.
Simon
And they will
Dad.
attack you, they will attack me, they will attack every single one of us.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping this is resonating. Sorry, I haven't been in the chat room. I'm so enthralled with this.
Our lives are about habits. Change your habits.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I love bacon and I love eggs and I love fish and I love meat. I love try and be as spiritual as possible, holistic as possible, not only for the love of animals, but for your acidity levels and your alkali levels, and then most importantly, the vibration and frequency. Trust me on this. You will start seeing the earth in a different way. You're gonna start having a better pineal gland, a better pituitary gland. Your melatonin levels at night will go better. Your serotonin in the day will get better. You will start receiving and sending it signals on a higher level through scalar waves that do exist. Okay, and this is gonna be a better path that you can take. I know it's difficult. I mean, my wife has a baby and she definitely sneaking that cigarette once in a while. You know what I mean? Okay, but slowly but surely you can get to that stage.
Little sneaky, you know? Everyone have a little sneaky. No, but you've got a beautiful family, and I'm so pleased you've made it here.
And I love this woman, and I want to say thank you on behalf of me and all the viewers who sometimes can't express themselves. You are truly a fighter, a warrior of love, and you. This is just the beginning for you. What you're doing is going to be remembered.
Thank you. I feel like what I'm doing is what we're doing. I feel like everything I've done, you guys have been here for it all. From the first time I've been coming here to now, you guys have been involved in the interactions. You've seen the to-in and fro-in. You've seen the regular trolls that come up. You've seen us weathering the storms. You've seen us coming here in the rain. You've seen us coming here in the snow, in the fucking sleet, in the cold, and now back to summer again. We've gone through all 4 seasons here. And look around us. Look, we've got loads of people here interacting. It's not a ghost town. Everyone here is wanting to have. I don't hear people screaming at each other. A year ago, people were screaming at us, Victor. They were calling us lunatics and laughing and trying to trigger us and get up in our faces. But look now, we just got genuine interest from people that are now feeling less fearful from ridicule at stopping and looking at this
It's
banner.
difficult. It's so compartmentalized, so departmentalized that when you go in the world of physics or quantum physics, they make you concentrate on such a small department that you don't even see the big picture. So if that guy is truly has a degree in physics, he can't even think outside the box. And he's trusting the system or the status quo so much that he doesn't even have a conversation or have access to data. It's like doctors these days. Doctors spend 80% of their time filling out forms, literally for insurance companies. And doctors don't know 5% of what my wife knows. My wife's a holistic nutritionist. She's a health coach certified from New York City. And literally has patients all around. She will cure you in a month. People that have allergies and asthmas are being cured just by fasting 15 days. Mr. Dave knows a lot about this subject, and I know because I am my own experiment.
And like you said, we're growing. We're asking each other questions.
100%, and
how
we're learning from each other. Yes.
And if you don't answer someone's questions like that, this is how we stop the truth.
Yes.
It's not going to grow if we don't
100%.
share each other's
Yes,
experiences.
we're electrical beings. Our voltage, our pH. I was so scared about the whole veganism for a child until I met a doula. A doula is a woman that helps a woman give birth.
Yes,
My wife gave birth in a water,
Yeah.
and the doula has 3 kids, giants, and from the day they were born, they've been vegans. So that gave me a lot of first-hand information. We can actually call her now and FaceTime her, but this is experimental evidence that we need. I can't go around reading books or being scared. I need proof like that.
Yeah, you
When we
do.
talk about free energy, I had to get that magnet and I had to spin it around the court to
We've
make
got
sure I got
we
the
can't just take
electrons.
someone's word for something. You
100%.
go
I
and
had to
take-
create an earphone. I built my own earphone in New York. So these are very important steps to take to understand how things work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then it becomes easier. I had to literally live on, a certain diet and see myself as, full of energy and strong.
You have to test them for yourself. You can't just take someone's word for it and say, okay,
100%.
but this is what doctors are doing now.
Yes.
Once they've passed that training, once they've got themselves qualified, if the new information comes down from higher up, they just regurgitate it like they're
Yeah.
teachers teaching kids fire-breathing dragons.
Their jobs is to sell and put you on an addiction.
Yeah.
And that's going to hit you with so much effects.
Completely,
Yes.
completely. Realistically speaking, unless we get out and have the human interactions that
Yes.
we're having, the internet will become surplus to requirement for free speech. That big gentleman, he was saying that what YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest, you name it, every social media platform is now banning truth. Truth is
Big
the
time.
new hate speech, in my eyes.
You have Sheldrake, you have Deepa Chopra, you have Bruce Lipton. They might not go up and talk to you about a ball denying world, but they're gonna talk to you about physics, about science, about spirituality, about health. You need to see the big picture. You need to dive through this cause and understand what this is about.
I'm going to give a shout out to the chat room, darling, all right? So, Guys, I'm hoping that you can hear what Victor was saying there. Hi, National Memorial Gardens. Hope you're all right, my darling. I'm just going to bring the camera a little bit closer to the fence so I can stay near my bag. Right, let me go through this chat room. Scroll, scroll. Woke, Colin Turner, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bloody Root 86, thank you so much for being here. Stephen Watson says he's passionate. Good on him. He knows what is at stake. You're absolutely right. He's incredibly passionate. Incredibly passionate. So I can't thank him enough. And am I seeing right? Hold on. I don't know how to find that out. Hold on. I'm going to have to scroll. Scroll, scroll. Ah, thank you so much, Ranty. I love the number 3. Thank you, sweetheart. So I'm going to get back up to that. So Stephen Watson, thank you so much for tuning in. James Breeden, I wonder what a human being is like not brainwashed. If a human was left alone without heavy brainwashing like we have been subjected to, it's so interesting to think. Do you think things like that have been done like already? Do you think that they've like done like human experiments like that? I think they probably have, you know, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, there's probably a good bloody chance that they have. So nice comment on that one. I was the same, laughing at flat earthers and theories, but after 2 to 3 years of watching and reading stuff, my mind started being more critical to the official sources, and my logic is different now. Yeah, bloody root. Absolutely. Aluminium and glyphosate can synergistically induce penile gland pathology. I remember you saying that before. One nice one. They ought to be called lintis, not actonauts. Well said. What was his name? What the guy I was just talking to? His name is Fayaz, and he's on Facebook. Fayaz, Fayaz. He's on Instagram as well. Who was that was just asking that? Was that David? Yeah, David. I'll message you. I'll message you a link for his Instagram if you're on Instagram. You're right. Some people won't wake up. I feel for those that don't wake up. There's no forcing people. There's no point in forcing people. 6 months ago, I thought, yeah, there's an argument to be had. But now I'm at the point where if someone wants to have a healthy interaction about it, then I'm happy to talk. But I'm not here to like shove it down people's throats anymore, man. No way. Truth Movement. Thank you so much for tuning in. MK Ultra and Project Northwards. Yep. Ninja Man, thanks so much for being here. Sorry, I'm just going up the list now. What happened to us? David Scriven, Colin Turner, Gracie Dane. Correct. Stand away from the bunch of dots and you can see the picture. The Random Explorer, Clive Albert. Welsh Babe 91, thank you so much, Ranty. He said, keep up the good work. I fully intend to, my darling. Fully intend to. Tonlit, thank you so much for tuning in. There, deep inside the rabbit hole. If you're in here, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I haven't scrolled up enough, so I can't see your name yet. Flat Earth Dude, thank you so much for being here. Effie Maori. Woke. Hold on, I'm just making sure I haven't missed anybody. Ned Kelly, One Walk in Life. And deep inside the rabbit hole. So sorry it took me so long to get in the bloody chat room. Different stars because you're looking up at different parts of the ceiling. It's that simple. That's what I said. That's what I said. I said if you're standing here looking up and I go over there and I look up, I'm going to see something slightly different. So yeah, that's virtually what I said to him anyway. Truth Movement. Are you at G20? I wish. No, I'm not at G20. I'm at Hyde Park Speakers Corner, London. So if you want to Google search that, if you don't know what it is, or have a look on Google Maps, it's right beside Marble Arch at the bottom of Oxford Street and at the top of Park Lane, at the north corner of Hyde Park, where on a Sunday every week there is this. Turn round. Okay. So that happens every Sunday. I'm here the last Sunday of every month. I'm here today with a good few people. Dave Marsh, Dave Murphy, Fayez, myself, Sue, Barry, um, Jason of the Disbury, and there's a few other guys here that I actually just don't know their names, if I'm being honest with you. But here behind me, can you see these guys hugging here? These guys here, they all know it's not a spinning ball as well. He's talking to Sue. I don't know that guy's name, but he's come here a few times. He's a lovely guy, as most of the people are that come out here. So, again, no worries. It's absolutely cool, Truth Movement. No, we're here every month on the last Sunday of every month. And we come and have the conversation about questioning what we're taught is fact, the fact that we don't live on a spinning ball. This man will be a little hyper emotional. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Can't wait for the tour to begin. Dr. LA. Is that DRLA? Dr. LA 206. I don't know. I remember DRLA 02. Oh, that's a channel like that. So, yeah, me too. 29th of August. It starts. Just looking at my charge. Battery's not charged up very much yet, so I'm gonna attempt to go on the other side of the fence. I'm gonna attempt, hopefully, not to lose my phone. Right, let me do this furthermore. I can still see you. Okay, so if I go here, I'll be able to see a little bit better. Okay, done. So you see here, Victor. If you want to see the debate that Victor's doing right now, Jason's filming it. So if you want to go over to Jason the Disbury, I don't. Hello, anyone, mods. Is Jason on his channel or on the Globe Live channel? Because I actually don't know. So check the Globe Live channel or Jason of the Disbury family. Jason of the Disbury family, and see one way or the other if he's on, because he may well be. He may well be. He's filming something now, and I'm assuming it's live. My phone is actually not charging now. I'm hoping that you've noticed that I've put in the title part 1. So in a short while, I'm going to stop this live stream and I'm going to come back on again in about 30 minutes. I just need to put my phone on airplane mode and allow it to charge up for 30 minutes so that I get back to 80%, because I'm at the point where my mobile charger's draining, but it's keeping the battery at 17%. So brilliant. Jason's on his own channel. So if everyone wants to go over to Jason of the Disbury live feed, Ricardo, could you please do me a favour and put a link for Jason's channel or the live feed in the chat room? If everyone could just spam links in. I promise I will, Colin. I'm literally going to put my phone on aeroplane mode and charge it for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to be back on. Thank you so much, Ranty. Massive appreciation for that, my darling. Please, if you could subscribe to the channel and go over there now. Jason's live. And I'm just going to go and tell him what I'm doing now. Jason, I'm going to charge my phone for 30 minutes, so everyone's about to come over to the screen now. Stay live, yeah? Okay, so Jason's going to stay live for everybody and let me have my 30-minute break. So I'm going to stay live until you all go over there. Go over there now, please, because I'm going to wait for you all to go and then I'm going to turn my phone off. So can everyone please go over to Jason's stream? Jason, are you on your channel or Jason of the Disbury, Jason of the Disbury, can you please put a link for Jason of the Disbury's live stream in the chat room just now? Please put a stream link for Jason of the Disbury, please. I can't do it from my phone. Thank you so much, Colin Turner. Thank you so much, Ranty Flat Earth. Please go over to that link now. I want to see my viewer count go down. I've still got 60 viewers. Please go over to Jason's. Can everyone just go to Jason's, please? Everyone that's it, if you could all go to Jason's. I mean, by all means, go toilet, get yourself a drink and all that. But if you could leave my stream nicely now and go over to Jason's, you'll see us all on there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to still be here talking to people. And yeah, if you could just all go over there now, that'd be lovely. And I'll wrap this stream up in about 30 seconds. Thank you so much, Ranty. Please go over there. I'm only going to charge my phone for 30 minutes and then I'll be back streaming again. And in the meantime, we'll all be on Jason of the Disbury channels. He's going to stay streaming live. He's got a mic on his phone there. Can you see? He's got the whole kit. Look. He's got the setup there. He's got the whole mic. He's talking to you just now. Please go over to Jason of the Disbury. Click the link in the chat room. The channel is called Jason of the Disbury Family. Please go over there. He's streaming Hyde Park Speakers Corner right now. Like Ranty says, go, go, go. And in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to end my stream. Thank you so much for all of your input, and I shall see you shortly. Take care.